Hi there, Jiji here again. So I don't know which is the harder one to do, finding Mr. Pieces right or finding the right car to buy. With the amount of beautiful people we have in Nigeria, I guess we can all conclude finding the right car to buy is the hardest one to do. So we're here to provide you with a helpful guide to know what to inspect before you go ahead and make the purchase. So the easy way is to just get a mechanic that will follow you to go and inspect the car. But with the number of instances we hear of roadside mechanics conniving with the seller to say the car is a good buy, it just goes to show that if you want something done, you're going to do it yourself. So this video is only here to help you know what to inspect before you go ahead and purchase the used car that you want to buy. I guess it's also impossible to find a used car that does not have any of the problems and defects that we're going to point out in this video. The information in this video is to only help you evaluate which of the problems you can deal with and to put you in a better position to bargain for a better price. So to kick things off, you need to go to Jiji.ng to find your preferred car. After you do find the preferred car, all you have to do is contact the seller. Choose a convenient time and place for the transaction to go down. Jiji always advises you choose a public place so the transaction can go on safe and secure. So when you meet up with the seller, you show you have good home training by exchanging greetings, probably have a warm embrace, engage in some small talk, put on your game face and get down to business. So the first step is to physically inspect the body of the car. Go around the body of the car to check for how neat and presentable it is. If the seller says this is the first body of the car, you can confirm by feeling your hands around the painting to check for waviness. If it is rough or wavy, this shows that some painting work has been done and it isn't first body. Also check the tires of the car to be sure they're in good condition. Be on the lookout for worn out tires and be sure to check for bad alignments. It's easy to confirm if the car has a bad alignment by checking the inner areas of the tire. If the inner area is much more worn out than the outer area, it means the tire has a bad alignment. Next thing you can check is the saddle, which is what connects the front fenders and holds the top of the radiator. Look to see if it has been welded or bolted in, and if this is the case, it means the car must have been involved in an accident. This is a huge red flag. You can then go to the back of the car to inspect the exhaust system. Use your fingers to feel the inside of the exhaust pipe. If your fingers come out with a lot of black soot, this would mean the exhaust is leaking and the engine also has a problem. This too is a major red flag. In case you should see this, my brothers and sisters, carry your slippers and run away. You can also check the boot for the availability of the following: fire extinguisher, spare tire, seat caution, wheel spanner and jack. The next phase is to open up the bonnet for an inspection. Check to confirm there are no cracks, cuts or leakages on the pipes and belts. Make it a point to also check if the radiator hose is soft. If it is soft, then the radiator hose probably has an issue and needs a change. Examine the engine and pay attention to the engine block by looking for any dark brown oil stains. Dark brown stains mean there probably is a leak in the gasket, which will cost you a lot of money during repairs in the future. You might want to also take a look at the brake fluid and reservoir to ensure they are not leaking. Your next move will be to pull out the oil gauge to check what the color of the oil is. Ideally, it should be pinkish or red. If it turns out to be black or has traces of smudge, these are strong indications that the engine is old and is getting ready to pack up. After you are done inspecting the engine, check the inside of the car. Enter into the car and check the seats for any tears, rips, stains or other form of damage. Turn on the car and put on the air conditioning to confirm if it is still in great working condition. You can also check the odometer of the car to confirm the mileage. This will show how much work the engine has done over the years. However, a car with a high mileage that has been properly taken care of and serviced when due should not deter you. So the next step is to check if the lights and other functions of the car are working properly. This includes the front, rear and brake lights, radio, CD player, aux and more. Also try turning the steering to the left and right to see how smooth it is. If the steering wheel proves difficult to move, then the power steering rack probably has a fault. And now it's time to take the car for a spin. Turn off the radio, drive out and maintain a steady speed. Test the brake by pressing it all the way down. You should not feel any vibration from the brake pedal or hear any squealing or strange noises, and the car should not swerve. If it does, it means the brake or brake pad might need to be replaced. Enter a few gallops and potholes on the road to confirm if the shock absorbers are in top shape. If you find yourself subjected to feeling every single vibration along the way, then the shocks must be bad and will require a change. So you can also try moving at a steady speed and increasing your tempo. While doing this, you have to take note of how effortlessly the car switches gears. Ideally, the tachometer should reach 3 before a gear change. If it exceeds 3 and stays too long on 3, then the gear is not in great order. After inspecting all aspects of the car, and you're satisfied with your findings, you can then go ahead to make an offer, bearing in mind how much you need to use to make repairs. After agreeing on the price, you then go ahead to confirm if all papers are intact. Agree on a date to carry out the change of ownership, make payments, and you can zoom off with a card that won't give you surprises. If you like this video, all you have to do is click on the subscribe button below. We'd also love you to follow us on our social media handles and visit us at Jiji.ng.
Jiji.ng. Sell faster, buy smarter.